All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Live. My music is too loud. You can't hear it, but it's making me unable to concentrate as I speak. So just going to dial that down. Hope everybody's doing good today. As usual, as of yesterday, hanging out with Darth Vader, the Flash, and my mini PC. So we're going to be doing some work on there. Let me just check socials for a sec here. Okay, I posted over there. Cool. Uh, all right. Are we okay? We're live everywhere. That's good. Cool, cool. All right. So I guess let's get to it. Let's switch over to pairing view. Um, yeah, let me zoom this in a bit here. So yesterday we were just kind of yesterday was supposed to be setting up Pomerium on my mini PC. Pomerium's where I work. If you haven't heard of it, you can check out HTTPS. Should have a link for this. Um, Basically, we're a really good way at securing your internal apps or securing what matters. Uh, Not trying to do a sales pitch here. Basically, it's aside from securing internal apps, it's also great for a home lab. So I have a mini PC that you can see there with Darth and Flash. And one, I need it for myself to have a home lab. Like I want to be able to access my router that way. I plan on installing something like Pi-hole, or there's a newer version of a better version of Pi-hole. I can't remember what it is, but adware, maybe adaware, I think maybe. There's a bunch of things I want to install for my own like use, including Open Web UI, which we were looking at yesterday. Uh, but the mini PC is also like work shipped it to me because I need to secure Pomerium. Sorry, I need to secure Kubernetes with Pomerium, and I just basically need a testing ground. So that's basically what the mini PC is for. Um, let's zoom this in, or no, I guess that's zoomed in enough. So I was gonna install bare bones Pomerium, not bare bones, but the open core version yesterday. We ended up chatting a lot and just pretty much showing open web UI, I guess, but which is fine. But I think for my home lab, having Pomerium Zero is good because essentially it's got a managed control plane. So like if we go to pomerium.com here and if I log in, um, essentially what I mean by managed control plane, and there's a UI bug. Um, uh, Essentially, like so, Pomerium. The reason why there's not really any latency issues with Pomerium is because it's hosted at your network's edge, or that's where it should be hosted. Um, and you're always self-hosting it or you're managing it yourself. The thing is, with the open core version, you can modify the config YAML, create your routes and stuff. That's totally fine. Um, but in terms of just getting up and running, Pomerium Zero really is fast. And with when you sign up for an account, it's free for that, and you get up to 10 routes, which is perfect for a home lab. If you go more than that or want more clusters, then you have to start paying. But like uh, 10 routes and like just being able to configure everything right here is pretty good. And then essentially what you have, let me open it. And then basically all I did was like I set it up with, I'll zoom this in a bit more. I basically just set it up with Docker Compose. So this is something you copy paste when you set up a cluster. So essentially it pulls down the image for Pomerium. You have a token for zero. So that's just, because obviously you need to verify it's you. And then aside from that, that's pretty much all you need. And, you know, the nice thing about this is once this is running, you can just go over to the UI and you create your routes, your policies and stuff. So like for example, this verify route, and I think I've got the route wrong. I'm gonna switch it to here. Save that. Let's see if that's it. No, okay. I got something wrong set up there, but it is connecting to it. You can see my browser's working, Pomerium's working. It's my upstream host, so that's me. I did something wrong, but the nice thing about this is, I got too many things open here. Let's go close, 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 close. Don't need my email open. Cool. So the nice thing here is you can just create your routes here. So, and basically what is a route? So Pomerium's an identity aware proxy. So everything you secure always goes through this proxy. So you basically have like a from route, which is like the you are like the route you would go to on the public internet, and then this is what it routes to internally. So there's this verify app internally, and I just want to see if that's actually, I might have the wrong one. Let's see here. Let me try this. Curl. Okay, yeah, that's right. I wonder if I need to use, is it 8,000? No, there's something wrong here. Docker Pia. This has nothing to do with Pomerium being up or down right now. I'm just seeing what's, okay, I got Pomerium. Why do I have two verifies running? Open Web UI. Oh, wait, I'm on the mini PC, I think. Hold on a sec. Oh, yeah. Okay, so wait, ls. That's good. What am I looking at here? Hold on. Dev work. Okay, yeah, let's go back to, where was I? Okay, yeah, this is, okay, this is on my actual computer now. This is what I wanted to look at. So let's do, just gonna switch to just me for a second. I just want to make sure I'm not exposing any keys or anything. Hold on a sec. VI. Okay, so I didn't take it out there. Okay, give me a sec. I'm just taking out the, there's a Pomerium token, and I'm basically, it's pasted right into the compose.yaml right now. So I'm just gonna take it out of there and put it in a .env file. I got confused because I SSH'd into my mini PC, and I thought I configured something over there, which is fine, but this is where I should be doing it, on my actual computer. So let me just add this to the env file, and let's see here. Still don't know all the shortcuts in VI. I thought Control A would get me to the start, but it doesn't. It seems to copy it. I gotta look that up. All right. Let's just insert here now, and basically just, I'm pasting in the token into my .env file. I'm not showing that because, for obvious reasons, I think. And I'm going to just modify the compose.yaml file just to get rid of the hard-coded token. And then I'll bring back my screen. Dollar, okay. There, save that. Cool. We can come back here now. All right. Let's bump this up again. Let's clear that. Okay, Docker compose down. No, it's already down. Let's do Docker compose up. This is just an alias I have for it. Let's do Docker PS, make sure. Okay, so I got Pomerium. This is on my own machine. Let's come back to here. Okay, so it's still giving me that it's down. So when I mean it's down here, it's what's running locally. So I think it's 8,000. Save route. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So Pomerium's running fine on my own machine, like on my Mac OS, which is good. But I'm trying to do this on the mini PC, and the problem I ran into is the same thing, but running on the mini PC seems to block. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring this down. So Docker Compose down, and I'm gonna copy over those files to my mini PC, uh, and then I'm gonna start it up, and it should fail. Uh, I think there's I have my port open on my router. I have port 443 open, and for my MacBook Pro right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it back to port 443 open, but on the mini PC. I'm gonna copy over the configs that I just verified are working on Mac OS. I'm hypothesizing they're gonna fail again on the mini PC, and then if they do, I think it's because the port's open on the router. I think there's maybe uh, I forget the name of the firewall on Linux because I'm still not a Linux pro, but I think there's something on the Linux firewall rules that are blocking Pomerium running on my mini PC. That's my hypothesis. Just gotta check work Slack real quick here. Cool. Um, okay. Oh, just gotta check our support channel. Okay, cool. All right. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to copy over my config and stuff. And I actually don't know how to copy from my Mac to the mini PC over SSH. I'm sure it's possible. I will look it up. I'm still not a Linux pro, like I said. I know a bunch of commands like on the command line, and I'm comfortable with Git on the command line. But there's still other stuff that I'm not completely familiar with. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Good to see you, my man. Just I got a mini PC, as you can see there, and just trying to get Pomerium up and running on it. I just confirmed on my own Mac because like I've done this demo many times. It's working on my Mac fine. It's not working on the mini PC, and I'm pretty sure there's a firewall rule on the mini PC that's blocking it. But the idea is to get Pomerium up and running because like to have a home lab, and there's stuff I want to secure. Like I already have Open Web UI with Olama running, so like kind of my own Chat GPT. Um, the mini PC is also like work sent it to me, and it's like I was mentioning before. It's there's other things I need to set up and try. So I need to secure Kubernetes with Pomerium, and so the mini PC was sent for that and other just kind of experimentations. So I'm just gonna go look real quickly how you copy files over SSH because I honestly don't know. Let me go check that out. How do you copy files from a computer to another over SSH? I'm sure it's possible. Okay, so I've got a few options as it says. Let's just bring this on screen. Little chat Jupiter. Okay, so okay, secure copy SCP, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I want to copy them recursively. Okay, so that'll copy it to there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go to the mini PC. Let's see here. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's go to the mini PC. All right, so yeah, so I want to copy it to dev, and yeah, I'll copy it to dev then. Okay, and so let's get the pwd. Yeah, home slash Nikki T online. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, cool. All right, so let's exit here, and then so we're gonna do this, but with a bit more. So let's open up the editor. All right, let's get some real estate here. Okay, so I want to copy that. I want to copy, what the heck is my folder called? ls. Okay, test palm. Oh wait, sorry, exit. All right, dev work. No, demos. What is it? Test palm 2507. Yeah, so test. Oh wait, ls minus. Okay, yeah, my .env file's in there. Great. Okay, cool. So that's what we want to copy. So let's do this. So I want, actually, I can do this. Actually, we can go straight from here. Okay, let's come back to this. And it's Nick at mini me home Nikki T online dev. Okay, that should be the command. Let's see what we get. All right, let's try that. So this should copy from my demos folder, that test palm 2025-0507 folder recursively into my mini PC's dev folder. Permission denied. Oh, yep, that's correct. It's Nikki T online. Okay, so it looks like it copied it. So let's go into the mini PC. Let's dial that down a couple maybe. All right, so let's go into dev. Okay, it's there. And ls minus la. Okay, so it's there. So let's do docker ps. Okay, I got a lot of stuff running at the moment. That's fine. Clear. Let's do docker compose up. And blah blah blah. Okay, if something's already bound. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's justifiable. Docker ps. Where is it? What folder? Um, ls. Let's go to open web UI. Docker compose down. Docker ps. Okay, what else is running still? Test pump. Oh yeah. Okay. I sure, let's install update Rocket. Sure, why not? Cool. If you haven't seen Rocket, Rocket's a pretty neat tool for emojis. I use it all the time. I know that what is it? Raycast has emojis, but I don't find the usability of it as good. So like with Rocket, I can just do colon colon, and then I can pick one, and it just pops it in. So you don't have to go to Raycast, and then it copies it and stuff. So okay, let's go down here. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Mellow A. Pog huge raid. Oh, okay, cool. Looks like we got a big raid. Okay, nice. Hey, Dylan. All right, cool. Thanks for the raid, everybody. Let me see who we got here. I'm gonna go check on Twitch real quick here. Thanks for the follows, peeps. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. All right. Well, thanks for all the follows. I appreciate the raid. Hope everybody's doing good today. We got them cool guys in the background. All right. Nice, nice. I like it. If you're just joining, so I work at a place called Pomerium, pomerium.com. We're a really good way for securing internal apps or securing what matters. And it's also a really good solution if you have a home lab. And so I have a mini PC I got there where you can see with Darth Vader and the Flash there. So basically, what I'm trying to do is get Pomerium up and running there, and I'm going to secure a bunch of stuff like adware, my router, just so I can access the admin. I know you can access it regardless, but it secures it more this way with because Pomerium is basically zero trust security principles. If people are curious about that, happy to talk about it. But I'm also using Open Web UI with Olama, so I kind of have my own chat GPT. I basically want to secure all those things. Like on my local network, obviously I can access them, but I'll also be able to access these things remotely in a secure way. So that's kind of the gist of it. Um, so and basically what I ran into is so yesterday or last night, I should say, I was trying to set up Pomerium Zero, which is kind of it's a paid offering, but if you just sign up with a free account, like you get one cluster, so like basically one home lab, and you get 10 routes you can configure. And that's what I was putting on for my own home lab. And I kept getting certificate errors. And I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on here because basically Pomerium was configured. Like I had all my Docker Compose YAML was all configured properly. Um, the issue I ran into, I think, was because I was like, I've done this because I demo this as well. So like I've shown this a bunch of times on my Mac, not my mini PC. And I just verified this morning just before I jumped on stream, and everything was working on my Mac. And so like the certificate, Let's Encrypt because we handle all that. It was being provisioned properly. I could get to the route, but the issue I think is because this I only got this mini PC last week. Put on Ubuntu server. Um, I tried to wire up Pomerium there last night, like I said, with Pomerium Zero, and I was able to configure everything, but it's not provisioning the Let's Encrypt certificate. And my guess is I'm still not a Linux expert, just to put that out there. I'm dangerous enough on the command line, and I'm comfortable with Git, at the command line. But there's just, I'm definitely not a Linux guru yet. But I think the main thing is my assumption is there's probably because it ships with a firewall on Ubuntu server. I'm sure there's a rule that's probably blocking the check for Let's Encrypt or something. Because as far as I know, you need port 80 open for Let's Encrypt to verify, I believe. I'm not sure if that's the issue, but basically where I'm at right now is, and like I could be talking out of my butt, but I basically copied over the same configs I have that work on my Mac. I brought them over to my mini PC, and I'm gonna spin it up there now, and I'm gonna see if that ends up in the issue I was talking about. I'm expecting to get a certificate error. And if that's the case, then it's definitely something on my mini PC. And I'm pretty sure it's, I'm guessing it's a firewall issue. So that's my assumption, basically. Also, hey, Senti3 and T3. I can't even say your handle, but I can go give you a follow. Thanks for the raid again with everybody. Cool. All right. Let's get back to it. Nice. Cool. Senti. All right. Cool. All right. So basically, I'm on my mini PC right now. I SSH'd into it. And let's just see here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I'm if I just do Docker PS again. Also, I don't know if anybody else is using Ghosty. I feel like people that rated are probably using Ghosty, but I'm liking it as a terminal. Okay. Cool. What was I doing? That's already done. Okay, Docker PS. Sorry. Yeah. So I still got it running elsewhere. So let's just go down to what was it? Test palm. That was it. Let's let's bring down the containers there. Um, Also, like I said, I'm still not a Linux pro, so if you see me doing stuff and you have tips, just fire them away. Always looking to learn stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the test palm. This one. So this is basically uh, the compose.yaml I just brought in from my Mac. That's now on my mini PC. So if you want to take a peek at that. Uh, Basically, it's just loading up some services. So Pomerium is the identity aware proxy. Um, I'll I'll drop a link to it if people are curious. And also, the whole Pomerium is based off of something called Zero Trust, and this came out of Google from something called the Beyond Corp papers. So I'll just drop a link to that Beyond Corp papers if there's some nerds that are interested. Cool. But this is basically Zero Trust came out of Google because they had a massive breach in when was it? I think it was like mid 2010s. I honestly can't remember what the breach was, but it was big enough a breach that they basically had to revisit security principles, their security model. So they went, like, because typically people are used to, like, if anybody's ever worked remotely needing to connect to work resources, it's typically been through a virtual private network, VPN. But the problem with that is you log in, even if you have multi-factor authentication, you only log in once and then you're on the entire network the rest of the day or until you disconnect. So you potentially have access to everything. And the truth is these days, like because VPNs came about because they're like, uh, you know, whoever's on the network, we're going to trust them. It's employees or whoever. But if something gets compromised and somebody's able to get on the VPN, they suddenly have access to your whole internal network. Obviously they have to hack away through stuff because it's not like they can just log into anything willy nilly. But um, the way Zero Trust goes is it goes like there is no longer a VPN. It's a publicly available route you can go to, like URL. So like if I want to access I don't know, like HR wants to access something, they're going to go to hr.google.com, and basically the identity aware proxy, and like I can bring this up again. It's not the best image, but let's see here. Or you know what, like what is an IP? I just want to search. No, there we go. This is the Google Docs, but this is essentially it. So like um basically you got the user. The user can be remote or not, like they could be in the office. It doesn't matter. You have this identity aware proxy, and the identity aware proxy, it has a proxy, it has like identity provider, and then it has a policy engine. And so basically all those three things together decide if you can get in or not. It's not just you're logged in. And yes, there's role based access, so obviously like somebody might say, oh, well, we can just use RBAC. That's true. But with the identity aware proxy, it literally verifies every time you access a route. So it's going to check the policies. Could be time based, could be device based, because like you could still log in and uh, with the right credentials, but you might not be on a company approved device, etc. So basically everything routes through there. So you never have access to the entire network. You're always going through the proxy, and the proxy decides if you can access an internal resource or not. So that's kind of the deal there. It's pretty cool stuff. Like I started here in January, so I'm still pretty fresh, as Thor would say when he lost his hammer. But all that to say, let's get back to where we were. Okay, so that's my compose.yaml. So basically, there's this verify app. This isn't a critical app or anything. It just shows the claims you have, and that's just kind of like the test. So let's get out of here. And I'm going to do Docker compose up. It's just an alias I have. Okay, let's make sure everything's running. I think I already started it. Okay, so that appears to be up. So now I got to go to, where was it? Is it this? So this URL, I have a feeling it's not going to load now because I have to open up the port, but let's just see here. Okay, yeah, can't reach yet. I gotta just go modify. I'm not gonna pull up my router admin page, but I'm just gonna change the port forwarding. Originally, it was uh, pointing to whatchamacallit. It had port 443 forwarded to my Mac. Now I need to port forward it to my mini PC. So I'm just gonna go get that. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Cool. All right. Trying not to show one password, but whatever. Okay, hold on a sec. All right. There. Oh, I just don't know how to spell. Cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the port forwarding here. So I'm basically just going into my WAN settings. I think routers are similar, but basically I'm going to the virtual server port forwarding settings. I'm editing it. The external internal port's still 443. I'm just going to point it to my mini PC now. Okay, that seems good now. So let's come back here. And I'm going to try this again. Okay, so I'm still running into the same issue here. So I can confirm there's something on the mini PC that is blocking this from provisioning the right certificate. So let's see here. So I'm guessing, let's see here again. Let's see here. What was this under? I'll move this after, but I think my mini PC, I think Ubuntu server is blocking port 80. I was reading up about this and yeah, I just basically want to check this. That's it, UFW. I couldn't remember it. Again, like I said, still fresh to. All right, so here's how to check. Yes, copy code. Okay. Cool. So nothing or this. Let's try this. Okay, I don't have netstat. Sure. Sudo apt install netstat. Whoops. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay, if nothing shows up, there's no service bound to port 80. Okay. So let's check the status here. Inactive. Okay. Interesting. So it is inactive. So, all right, UFW is inactive. So it's not that. Okay. Double check if anything's actually listening on port. Okay. I should probably clarify what the issue is here. Issue is I have port 443 open on my router for my Ubuntu server. Let's see, got to formulate this properly. And the server can be reached on that port, but it serves with a self-signed certificate instead of the one provisioned by Let's Encrypt. Okay, let me see. Let me keep formulating my ideas here. One sec here. Just got to get this right. Cool. So, and I have to give some more context. I'm using Pomerium 0 that provisions certificates with Let's Encrypt. This works when running on my Mac OS, but on Ubuntu server, I get the certificate error when curling or accessing the page. I just know that because I was speaking to my coworker the other day, port 80 is used for Let's Encrypt to check, I think. So I'm just wondering what the issue is. So for Let's Encrypt it to issue a certificate, port 80 must be open and reachable. Oh, okay, so I do have to forward the port on the router potentially. I didn't have to do this on my Mac, and I don't know why. Or Mac OS, sorry, not Mac, like Mac address. I'll open up port 80 on the mini PC in the router. We'll see if that does it. Okay, 80. Okay, that's enabled now. So let's see what happens. So if I come here, still an issue, but let me just go incognito in case something's no, that's not it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Obviously, Chat GPT might not know the answer here, but I'm just debugging with it. Um, internal port 80 on your server. Ensure Pomerium is listening on port 80. If you're only running Pomerium 0 and it's supposed to handle, I can make sure it's configured. Okay, try that too. So let's try that. Okay, let's come back to the YAML. Okay, so the I could do that. Let's do 80, 80. Okay, Docker Compose down, Docker Compose up. Ba, ba, ba. Cool. All right, that's good. All right, those things seem to be up. Let's come back here now. Still no dice. Okay. That didn't change anything. So I'm sure it's something super silly too. So that's the slightly annoying part. Okay. Let's see. Let's Encrypt requires port 80. Yeah, for validations, unless using. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let me try a restart maybe. Compose restart, and I'll just verify again because it's what we do. Okay. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah, nothing else really. I don't know if that port 80 is really doing anything, but let's clear that. We got everything's running there. Test palm, test palm. Excuse me. Let's go here and I'm gonna do the check here, but I'm guessing I'm gonna get that. Yeah, so see it's provisioning a self-signed certificate. So I'm just gonna paste that in. I restarted, compose, added port 80, 80, and still no dice. So let's see what else this could be. What could it be? I definitely feel like it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a dumbass. But cool, cool. If anybody has ideas, let me know. But okay, so port 80 is forwarded, yes. Port mapped, yes. Restarted, which means only request certs from Let's Encrypt at startup time or renewal. If at the moment cannot solve the challenge. Okay, so even though you fixed port 80, Docker may still be using cache volume. Okay, let's try that. Cool. Okay, so I get a 404. I don't even know if that's cool. Let's see here. The struggle is real. DNS resolved, permission response, even though it's a 404. That's okay. So Let's Encrypt can now reach your server. The only thing, okay. One thing I want to check is, do I need? I don't know if I need those ports open. So we'll leave them open for now. But force Premiere to get new certs. So Docker compose down. Check your YAML. Delete the Premiere data volume or folder. Okay. So let's do that. Whoops. Why is McFly not picking up anything? Cool. All right. Premium cache. I don't have anything there. Where's, oh yeah. We could get rid of that. I have, actually, let me just copy the whole thing just so. There we go. Let's copy this whole thing. I'm sure there's other ways to do that. Which do I just remove the var cache? Okay. Premium cache mapped here. Okay, so we could do that. Cool. So, where is it? Okay, your project name, Premium cache. Okay. It's clear. All right. Docker PS. So let's do, yeah, Docker compose down. And then Wiget. All right, that's clear. Okay, Docker compose RM. What's the name of the project? I guess. What's the name of my project? I'm guessing it's the folder. Still learning. I know some basic Docker stuff. Still learning there too. Okay, yeah. Okay, figured that. Okay. Cool. And then yeah, dash yeah, underscore Miriam dash cache. Cool. All right. And then yeah, Docker compose up. That's good. And then let's just do Docker compose logs dash f Miriam. All right. And let's see what we get here. Cool. You're super close now as this log is away. Neither auto. Okay, even though the sort is open, did not. Okay. It should. Uh, I'm using Pomerium 0, so auto cert shouldn't be necessary. Oh, but important. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Automatically handled. This means that bootstrap that and your Pomerium 0 version data is missing. So 0 is started in bare metal. Hey, thanks for the follow, JCC Palmer. Good to see you again. It's missing, and in that mode, it won't auto cert. When you deleted your volume, you nuked everything, which is good, but you also delete bootstrap that without that. Okay. So you need to rerun bootstrap process again. So, all right. I need to bootstrap it. Or if you want to pin to same version. Okay, that's cool. All right. My 0 token is in an envar. Can you update the command? All right, there we go. That's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just being lazy here. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so let's clear that. Let's do Docker compose. Let's run this. Okay, unknown command bootstrap from Pomerium. Yeah, I'm in like new territory here. So, um, does that command actually exist? Just vibe coding at the moment, just because I'm just debugging. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, there we go. Denied. Oof, okay. Let's see here. Da, da, da. I don't know if it's excellent instincts. I just copy pasted. Okay, this intentional. Yeah, okay. So how to fix it? I'm still curious how this all came about. Was it just because I didn't have port 80 open? That's what I want to know. All right, let's try this. Boom, boom, boom. That doesn't exist. I think at this point it's just making up stuff. Output bootstrap. I think if I just change the token, maybe. So let's do that. Maybe. Hey, bro, can you review my portfolio? Not really, Apex with Hothead. We're kind of just working on something here right now, but what's the portfolio? I don't even know what portfolio you're talking about. Is this like web dev stuff or your stocks? I don't know, because don't ask me about stocks. I'm not going to give financial advice. Uh, hey, Lady Blue Notes, good to see you. Uh, it's not a Docker issue. So kind of to recap, so I was putting on Pomerium 0 on my mini PC. So there was another thing I was going to do yesterday, which is just put Pomerium open source, which I'm still going to do that, the open core version. But setting up my home lab, and so I'm like, I'm just going to use Pomerium 0. So what Pomerium 0 is, it's still Pomerium, but you sign up for it and you basically get a managed control plane. So like your policies, your routes and stuff, you can all do that from pomerium.com. But once you update those, it actually pushes all those changes. Like that config actually ends up on the machine where Pomerium's running. So it's not like it's going to pomerium.com to get your config every time you do something, because that would cause weird latency. But um, basically I set it up because I've demoed this a bunch of times and um, on my Mac, not the mini PC. And so I set it up like I normally do, and then like I was able to load the page and everything, but I was getting these certificate errors. So the thing is, Pomerium Zero auto provision certificates with Let's Encrypt. So like, there's nothing you need to do with certificates. And so I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I went on my Mac. I'm like, okay, just Spidey sense is tingling. So I did it on my Mac on Mac OS and created a bare bones one. It worked. And then I literally copied that same config back onto my mini PC, and I get the error with the certificate. And it's Let's Encrypt's not able to validate something to provision the certificate. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So my hypothesis initially was like maybe the firewall is running on Ubuntu server out of the box, blocking it, but it's not. Um, Suggestions were to open port 80 on the image for Pomerium, which I did, and I also opened up the port 80 on my router for the mini PC. I already had port 443 open, which because you need that, but and with all that, still no dice. And then so they basically suggested to, well, not they, me vibe coding, chatting with Chat GPT, basically um try those things. Now it's saying just delete the cache of Pomerium that I have in my Docker compose volume, sorry, my Docker volume. So that's what I just did. But now when I start up when I start up Pomerium, it can't find this initial bootstrap thing, which is something you're supposed to have when you initially set things up. So let me see where we're at here. Okay, so that's all up and running. I'm gonna do just Docker compose down again. That's a lot of one of okay, clear. All right, so let's just look at my compose file again. So basically I added port 8080 there, or sorry, 80 forwarding to port 80. So that's fine. So let's do Docker compose up and verify main. Okay. Container tests. Okay. Why do I have so many? Hold on a sec. Okay, I have the two running. That's good. Now, if we do curl, I messed up something with my McFly. Anyways, here. Okay, so that still gives a 404. And if I go to this, okay, that's actually, oh, that's right. Okay, it seems to be, oh, no, it's still self-signed certificate. Yeah, so basically if I come here, this, if I close this and come back, I'm still getting the certificate error. So let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rotate the token for Pomerium. So let's go here and let's go to manage clusters. Which one is it? Yeah, magnetic file. I'm going to rotate the token. Gonna copy that. And let me just bring us to here for a sec while I update this. Let's bring that down. Cool. Why is this taking so long to come down? Okay, that brought down. I'm just going to go update my .env file. Okay, and then let's insert there and actually let's go back. I don't even need to comment it out. I just need the new token there. then escape. Okay, right, quit. Okay, clear. Let's bring it back. Let's see if this works. Docker compose up. All right, Docker PS. They both seem to be running. And damn, still self-signed certificate. Okay. What the heck is it? Okay, and I'm just gonna show you. So I'm gonna bring it down again. And let's go to here and test. Oops. Here, and I'm gonna do Docker compose up. And I'm gonna have to update the token here too, actually. So let me copy that. All right, and give me 1 sec here. I'll just bring us back without my screen for a second. Just going to update the .env again. Cool. There. Escape. Oops. Cool. Let's bring us back. All right. So now we're going to do Docker compose up. So essentially, this is the same config, but this is running off of my Mac now. If I come here, I'm guessing it's not going to load. Really? Refresh. That's interesting. Yeah, not on the mini PC. Okay. Okay, that's okay. No, sorry, that makes sense. That's still cached from before. So I just got to go to my router, and I just have to change whatchamacallit, the route forwarding. Sorry, the port forwarding. I have to put it back to my Mac OS. Whenever you're talking about networking stuff, saying Mac or is probably not good. Okay, so this is my Mac now, and if I refresh, there we go. See, so this is on my Mac now, and this works. So there's like, it's driving me nuts, but I don't know what is blocking it. Uh, this could be the whole stream. I don't know what is going on. Um, I think you hit advance. You can continue. Do you need to run it on host mode in Docker? I think if you hit it advance, no, I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't need to because this is like copy pasta that we like. This is config you get when you set up Pomarum 0. So like you can see here, it's running fine on my Mac OS. Sorry. So it's clearly something in whatchamacallit in yeah, when it's on the mini PC. So I've ruled out it's not the uh, there's no firewall on the Ubuntu server. I'm port forwarding properly, so it's not that either. I open port. Yeah, networking is great. Yes. Uh, yeah. So like, I'm not a networking expert yet either. So like, there's all these things that I'm just ramping up on. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the port forwarding back to the mini PC. So let's go there. And now if I refresh this page, I should get the certificate error. Okay, no, it's just cached. So if I go to here, let's do incognito. Okay, so I get that. The other thing I wonder is this cached? Maybe. I'm gonna, because I'm not running it on my mini PC right now, and it gave me that cache version, even in incognito. So just checking. Okay, so the port forwarding is good on the mini PC. That's good. Cool. All right. Is something else holding up on port 80 and or 443 on the Linux server? I don't think there is, because the thing is, I can actually serve the Pomerium route. So let me come back to the mini PC. So clear. I can leave those containers running there because there's no port forwarding going on there. Um, that said, I'm still not, like I said before, GCC Palmer. I'm still not a Linux or network expert, but let's go back to, where was it? Dev test palm to, yeah, that's right. And let's just go back to the compose file. And so there's really not much going on here. Like by default, when you copy this config, there's no 80 port 80 mapping in the Pomerium service. I added it just as a suggestion, but everything else here is fine. So this looks good. And there's the Pomerium cache. So let's quit. It's clear. Now I'm going to do Docker PS. I got nothing running. Let's do Docker compose up. Docker PS, not Dicker. That's up and running. Okay, so now if we, yeah, there is no, you don't need port 80. I added that because you just need port 443, or you can use 44443 as well, I think. But so yeah, there is no HTTP URL for it. So like if we come back here now, see, yeah, this is definitely cached. I'm feeling like it's cached, but let's just see here. Okay, no, see, so even there, I'm getting it. So there's definitely caching going on here, because if I come here, it's still saying, hey, you good. But if I come here, yeah, then I get it. So let's do this. Clear site data. I don't think that's going to do anything, but no. Let's maybe change the URL. No, that's not true what it's showing me. The real truth would be here. Let's go back to Ghosty. Let's do new tab. Let's do curl. So this is on my Mac OS. Yeah, still getting the self-signed certificate. So that's the truth. So it's not that. And if we do Docker logs, what was it? 9C 310 8927 A6F. Uh, why did it not like that container? Hold on a sec. I also got to fix something with my McFly, like I mentioned before. Where's my logs? Hold on a sec. We can get out of Safari. We don't need that. Yeah. I wonder if I'm going to update a route in Pomerium. I'm just trying to see if something will kick in. I'd use Wireshark or set up NTO PNG Docker container to try to monitor the traffic. You can check that in a sec. I just want to do one thing. This is, if we come back to the routes, I can just do this, and let's just remove the policy for a sec, save the route. Editing a route can potentially kickstart it again. That's good. We've got our certificate. It's there. Details. Yeah. So let's encrypt. That's good. Okay, that did it. So let's do Docker restart. Oh, whoops, sorry. Docker compose restart. Cool. Let's see here. Self-signed still. Son of a. So let's see here. What else could it be? So sudo apt install Wireshark. Duh, duh, duh. Yes. Dumbcap can be installed in a way that allows members of Wireshark to capture packets. Curious on your thoughts here, violated sign. Enabling this feature may be a security risk, so if it's disabled by default, if in doubt, it's suggested to leave it disabled. Should super users be able to capture packets? Uh, I'm guessing you want me to capture the packets, like I'll need to. Uh, let's see. I can leave it as no for now, I guess. Cool. I've used Wireshark the UI with the UI, but I haven't used it with the command line. So we'll see what happens here. Appreciate all the suggestions, though. So, like, just to reiterate, though, like, it's definitely something on the mini PC because it 100% works on Mac OS. And like UFW is not enabled, so it's not, there's no firewall blocking anything. I don't think I need that port 80 mapped in the compose.yaml, but it probably doesn't hurt right now. Okay, so restarting the system to load the new kernel, not you should consider rebooting. Need to be restarted. Okay, so I should have Wireshark enabled now. Cool, I do. All right, so Wireshark. Okay, let's see here. Let's learn Wireshark at the command line today. Have you checked IP tables? Ah, okay. Yeah, I checked if UFW was enabled, which is a firewall, but there's IP tables too. That is a firewall, right? Um, these are like things I used in university a long, long time ago. How do I check anything in here? Table to manipulate, line numbers. Is there like a list or something? Yeah, list. There we go. Figured there was. Could not fetch rules permission. Okay, sure. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here, but let's see here. Uh, that was a lot to take in. Okay, so all this cube stuff for Kubernetes, I'm guessing. Um, I don't know what I should be looking for specifically. So cube services, okay. Let me go back to the grant DJ ChatGPT. Is it possibly IP tables? Mentioned it before. I'm just using ChatGPT because honestly, some of the commands I don't know, but in this case, 90. Okay, cool. Worked perfectly on port 80 from the public. This proves IP tables is not blocking. True, I guess. Clear. Still, yeah, still giving a 404 there. The to your point, violated sign. There, it doesn't serve HTTPS, but this is a endpoint for Let's Encrypt, I believe, which is why it's HTTP. Cool. So it's not IP tables. It's not UFW. The ports are open on the router for the mini PC. I've confirmed multiple times now that the same configurations do work on Mac OS. Obviously, I switched the port forwarding to Mac OS, and on Mac OS, I only do the port forwarding for port 443. I don't even need to do it for port 80. Um, so that's kind of where we're at. The other things we've tried was we deleted the primarium cache. So in the compose.yaml, there's this var cache for, sorry, yeah, for the primarium cache. We deleted that persistent volume, restarted Docker. That didn't change anything. Um, what else could it be? It's like clearly something on the Ubuntu server. So this is slight madness, but it's okay. This is a nice thing about the live stream is like it's okay to not have things working, but it's really good to. I appreciate all the suggestions here. Um, so violated sign. What would you suggest with Wireshark? Let's see here. Uh, I have Wireshark installed. Suggestions for testing things. Yeah, okay. The LLMs are great for this because like they can just give me the commands. TCP port. Yeah, okay. Well, that I'm sure is working. Really, TCP not found. I guess this is minimal. Should get. I don't have the TCP command on Ubuntu server. Sudo apt install it. I think I got the minimal version of Ubuntu server for good reason. So what's the same with Wireshark host? Yeah. Couldn't get address for or oh yeah, whoops. Okay, that's good. Whoops. I don't know how to type. Okay, I don't know if that's right. Let's see here. I'll do this after. So there, let's get rid of these. Where's port 80? Did I not copy 80? Yeah, that should be good. Cool. There. Boom, boom. Cool. And here. I am so close. I don't believe you, ChatGPT, that I'm so close. Okay. So it asked Dinas, what IP does this for? Yes, it does not care about ports. Okay, sure. That's good. Okay. So I shouldn't have added port. That's fine. All right. Port 443 is listening. Just wrong cert. Okay, there. Yeah, like I know it can connect to it. There we go. It's has no installation candidate. Sure. No, I have netcat already. I didn't need that. Bootstrap again, restart, get proper. So it's just bootstrapping. I'll make it a copy and paste ready for. Shall I prepare your final? Yes. We'll try this. No, I don't believe this exists, but let's go see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's see here. That command doesn't exist, so let's see. Should I just try? I'm gonna create a new cluster again and see. So let's come here. That's magnetic file. Okay, let's go to manage clusters. Let's add a new one. Oh, yeah. Wait, how many do I have? Oh, I think they set me up with 10. I'm on a free account, but they tweaked my account so I could basically do some stuff. All right, let's delete these. Magnetic file will create, delete. Okay, let's add a cluster. We'll call this, I don't know, let's do like Photoshop, Home Lab, final.psd. Cool. Let's do that. And of course, it showed the token. That's fine. I'll rotate it after. There's a PR that's going to update this to hide that. So let's just finish. And I'm going to rotate the token right away. I opened up some issues for this. So like when you rotate the token now, it used to show the token. So I'm just copying it. But on that other part of the onboarding, that'll be hiding the token too. So let me go to just this view for a second. I'm going to go update the token. So let's do vi.env. Let's do Premium 0 token. Premium 0 token. There. Cool. And vi compose.yaml. And let's see if we get something now. Excuse me. Let's check this here. Cool. All right, let's come back to this view, pairing mode. Cool. Okay, so I've rotated the token because of that one that showed up immediately. And what else was I going to do? Oh yeah, that's good. I just need to double check for the home lab. There's still some UX issues here. Like I just want to get to, if I go routes, you see, that's good, but there was no way for me to get to here from the other place. But anyways, yeah, okay, it's verify 8,000. Let's switch. So let's go to home final PSD, new route. Cool. All right, let's call this the verify route. And like I said, this is just a page that shows you the claims you have. So this is verify, stable flee. All right. And we just want to copy that. Cool. Save route. Need to create a policy. We're just going to say any authenticated user. So any auth user. There's some UX here too. Another suggestion I made was like you're here, if you don't have policies or you want to create a new one, you should be able to create an inline, get a pop-up and stuff. So anyways, okay, so we have a route. If I do the status, cluster has no active replicas. Check now. Sure. That's because we haven't started it. And I just need to come in here now. And yeah, it's just here. I have to get better at editing VI files, like with the shortcuts, because I know DD to delete or copy. I know how to get in and out, obviously, but I feel like moving around with the cursor is a lot easier with shortcuts. But stuff on my to do. So I basically updated the alias for the verify endpoint, which is the only route we have. Cool. Clear. Docker compose up. And if this works, I'm just going to be like, not sure what's going on. So let's come over here. Let's go to personal, home final, status. Okay. Everything looks good now. That wasn't the case before. So, okay. This should work now. No. It's the same thing. Okay. I honestly don't know what the issue is here at this point. I think unless people have a very good idea, and that shouldn't be loading, but cool. So yeah, stable flee warning. Yeah. The thing is, if I come back here to status, it says everything looks good. Cluster storage backend is healthy. Certificates, yes. Routes, yes. What is it? No. Okay. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm gonna go report back and just see if I can get some help from somebody on the internal team. Um, it's been good hanging though. It was a struggle, but hey, happens sometimes. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging. Thanks for the raid, and always good seeing you, Violated Sign, and good seeing you again, JCC Palmer and Lady Blue Notes. And we will see you tomorrow, and hopefully I have an update on this. All right, take care, peeps.